I strongly believe that at the end of this meeting, right, at the end of this meeting, you will have some information that will help you do better in this field of sales. That is property sales. All right, that is what I strongly believe. So I want you to pay attention. I mean, part of the things I'm going to share with you is part of the things I share with some of my students who and they've gone ahead to start close some good deals. Days ago, one of my students, what am I saying here? For God's sake. Please, Chidebe, can you mute your mic? Have you not been told that when you join a meeting, you should turn off your mic, for God's sake? All right, so I strongly believe that at the end of this call, you will walk out of this meeting with something you can work with, all right? Part of the things I will share with you, like I was saying, are things I share with my students, and of course, one of us closed the deal of 260-something million naira just a few days ago. And another, I mean, there are plenty. They've been closing deals. So all I want you to do is to pay attention, listen, and have your notebook. This is not that kind of class you come to without anything to write on. You need to have your pen, you need to have your notebook, and make sure that your internet connection is very strong, okay? Now, based on the information I have with me, you responded to a few questions. A link was shared with you and you responded to the questions shared there. And based on the information I have about what is happening with realtors that are listening to me now, I understand that 70% of the realtors listening to me now says that their challenge is closing. They don't know how to close clients, which means they generate leads, they know how to handle sales objections, but where they drop the ball is when it comes to closing. So they receive different kinds of objections, like I will get back to you, let me talk to my wife about it. Why some people face this problem of no response? You are following up, nobody is responding to you. So 70% of the respondents, that is about 18 realtors responded. 70% of these 18 realtors that responded says yes, the challenge they have is closing. Now, about 30%, I think 29, 28 or 30% of the respondents says that it is prospecting, that their challenge is prospecting. Of course, this one's probably the challenge is not closing, or maybe they have the closing challenge, but they think that the major problem they have is how to generate quality leads. And so what I'm going to do, because 30% says prospecting, 70% says closing. So what I'm going to do is that I will give like 10 minutes to prospecting, then we will now have a deep dive into the closing techniques. How can you close your clients? Now you are able to generate leads, but the problem is closing them. So what are you going to say to them in order to close these clients? So we'll talk about that in depth, but I will take 10 minutes to discuss prospecting. Okay, I hope that is fine by everyone. If it is fine by you, put it in the chat box, say yes, that's good, so that we can go very fast. Say yes, that's good, so that we can go very fast. All right? Okay, so I want us to start with, yes, thank you. I can hear from Holiday, Esther. I can hear from Justice Daberechi, thank you. I can hear from a whole lot of other people. Udofia Ekwere, Esther, thank you, thank you, thank you. I want you to do one more thing for me. I want you to type in the chat box which state you are now, because Affable Homes, they have properties across different states and cities of this country. Which states are you? Lagos, I can see Lagos, I can see Enugu. I can see Lagos. I can see Lagos. I can see Imo. Great. Justice, Imo. Okay. I can see Lagos. I can see Imo. I can see Enugu. I can see Enugu. Yeah. Thank you, guys. It makes a lot of sense for me to know where people I am talking to are located at the moment. Okay. Since it's only 3 places: Imo, Lagos, Enugu. Those are the people that are in this meeting. Okay, that's fine. Let me start with prospecting. What is prospecting? Prospecting simply means you looking for a client to work with. It is as simple as that. Looking for a client that can buy your property. That is what prospecting is all about. Prospecting. Now, when it comes to prospecting, there are 2 ways through which you can go about prospecting for clients. 2 major ways or 2 strategies you can deploy to get new people to do business with. And those strategies, number 1 is through baiting strategy. Baiting, B-A-I-T-I-N-G, baiting strategy. And the second one is hunting strategy. Let me say that again. 2 strategies through which you can generate leads. Number 1 is baiting. The second one is hunting. Now, I would like us to discuss hunting in 5 minutes, and we will now discuss the other one, which is baiting, in something like 3 minutes, because I've used 2 minutes from that 10 minutes I spoke about. Now, what is hunting strategy? Hunting strategy means that you are the one going looking for clients to work with. You are the one putting your nets, waiting you are the one that is going after the prospects that you want to work with. That is what hunting strategy is all about. Okay? Hope, please mute your mic. Hope, mute your mic, off your mic. All right? That is what a hunting strategy is all about. But how can you do this hunting strategy? Since you are now the one that is going after your clients, you are now the one going after people you can work with. What is the best route? Who are these prospects and how can you meet them? Now, what I usually say to realtors is that, especially those that are just getting started, like you are just a year old, I understand that there are people here that are up to 5 years old in the industry. There are people here that are up to 4 years old, 3 years old, 2 years. But if you are just 1 year old down in the industry, you are still a new realtor, yes. Now, what I share with people like this is that when you just get started in the real estate industry and you want to start hunting for clients, right? The first thing you need to do is to pay attention to the low-hanging fruit prospects. Let me say it again. You are just starting, you are 1 year old. The first thing you need to do is to pay attention to what I call the low-hanging fruit prospect. Give me one. Okay. Now, who are the low-hanging fruit prospects? These are people that already knows you even before you get into the real estate space. These people know you and they know that you cannot run away with their money. These are the low-hanging fruits. Now, who are these low-hanging fruits? They are friends and family members that can afford to buy properties. Some of us, you might not really have people that can afford to buy properties. That is fine. Now, part of them, again, are people in the same association with you. I'm sure you've heard this a lot. In fact, most of the sales training you attend, they've told you all this, but this is a reminder. People in the same association with you, your former colleagues, right? Your former colleagues. Maybe you've worked in a particular company before and you had your colleagues. Those your former colleagues are people you can do business with. You can reach out to them. That is why it is good to maintain a very good relationship with people. All right. These are the set of people that I call the low-hanging fruits. All right. But now, when you begin to exhaust this set of people, these people that can buy from you, someone said he can't hear me. Please, can you hear me? Let me know. Okay. When you exhaust this set of people, that know you very well, that trust you, that you can speak to and buy from you. When you exhaust them, then you move to a different level of hunting. Now, why is it important that you need to, first of all, go after these people that I call the low-hanging fruit? It is because whilst all of us are looking for the high net worth individuals to do business with, the reality is that most high net worth individuals, they want to do business with people who are rich. Let me put it that way. Now, you might not be rich in your pocket, in your bank account, but they want to see the kind of experience you have. They want to understand it, that they want to be sure that you've been in the industry and you have track record. Now, when you are just getting started, you don't have any track record and you need to tell yourself the truth. So without track record, who are those? Somebody is saying they can't hear me. What is going on? Everybody, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
I hear
Yes,
you.
sir.
Let them check if they are using Zoom for the first time. So let them allow their phone to record, to give audio. Then if they're using Zoom for the first time, there's something they should do. If not, they won't be able to hear you. They can just see you talking, but they won't hear you very well.
They should join audio. They should join audio. I think that should be join audio, if I'm not mistaken.
All right, let me go ahead. Now, why is it important that you work with these low-hanging fruits? These people that understand you, these people that know you, all right? Or at least people that know you, that can connect you to people that can buy properties. Now, it is important because whilst we are looking for the high net worth individuals, the rich guys, people that have money, that can afford to buy 5 plots of land, that can afford to buy 10 plots, or at least buy 1 plot outright, okay? It is good for us to look for these people, but the reality is that most times, these wealthy people, they want to see that you have track record before they can do business with you. I'm sure you've heard this statement. People would like to do business with people who are like them. They want to see that you are successful yet before they do business with you. That is the tragedy of life. And that is how life is. You remember that when you are struggling, people don't come to you. But when you are successful, you see you have a lot of friends. It's the same thing playing here. And it is just a common thing in the universe. All right. So the question now is, how can you get to that level where these wealthy people will see you as people they can do business with? And that is why you need to pay attention to those people that know you very well. Those people that are friends and family members. Those people that had worked with you in a particular company, that is your former colleagues. Those people that know you from your church. Those people that know you from your mosque. Those people that know you from the same association. These are the people that if you are talking to them, they can pay attention to you. But if you are talking to the other guys who doesn't know you, and maybe you're just starting out, they will run to social media to check you out. And when they check you out and they feel that your positioning is not good enough, they feel that your page is not looking nice enough, they feel that because you don't have money to do photo shoot, to do a whole lot of things, they cannot do business with you. They will stress you. They will stress you out. All right. So it is good that you continue to talk to these wealthy people when you are prospecting, but you need to pay attention to the low-hanging fruit, people that know you, that can trust you and do business with you. So that is why it is important that you use these people around you to do to close your first deals while you begin to meet other people outside of your network. Now, am I saying that it is a must that it must be people that know you that will be the first set of people to buy properties with you? No, that is not what I'm saying. Now, what I'm saying here is that you need to create some level of influence. You need to position as somebody that people can do business with and go to bed with their 2 eyes closed before you begin to attract those big guys that can do business with you. Yes, there are people that their first sale is not even from family members. It's from people they don't even know. It happens, but it is not always like that. All right. So that is it about you using the low-hanging fruit to close your first deal, because probably you are just starting and you've not made any sale. This will be helpful to you. So there are people that have been here for like 5 years. They've been in the industry. This might not be the news they want to hear. But for you who is just starting out, this is an advice that will work for you. Please go and think about it. Write it down. Go and implement this. Think about it. Who are those that know you? That if you're talking to them, they will pay attention. The other guys that are big, if you're talking to them, they will not pay attention. They would most likely not buy from you because they don't even trust you at all. And buying real estate comes with a whole lot of trust. Okay? Now, when you exhaust these people in your network, family members, friends, colleagues, members of the same association, when you exhaust this person or when you are exhausting them, or as you are still selling to them, you begin to look at outside. How can you meet people that are not in your network to do business with you? Remember, we are still talking about betting strategy. Betting strategy. How can you meet people that are not in your network to do business with you? Now, that is where you go into places where these high net worth individuals are located. That is where that one comes in. So you need to position yourself in a place where your target audience are. So the question now again is, where are your target audience located? Where do they hang out? Where do they go to have fun? Where do they go to relax? What association do they belong to? Where can you find the kind of people that you want to do business with? All right. Now, in the city where you live, for example, you live in Lagos, or you live in Imo State, you live in Enugu. In the city where you live, where do you think that wealthy people, people that are rich, people that has the financial capacity to buy properties, where do you think they go to? They don't just go to everywhere. They don't go to where they sell roadside food. Where do they go to? What restaurants do they go to eat? What hotel do they go to relax? Where do they go to have fun? You need to ask yourself that question. What associations do they belong to? Okay, it might be professional association, it might be any other kind of association, but where do they go out? Where do they go to hang out? Now, when you ask yourself this question and you can answer this question, the next thing you want to do is, how can you position yourself there? Listen, in real estate, you need to do a lot of prospecting. You need to do a whole lot of prospecting. Let's say there is a particular restaurant where these people go to hang out. You need to visit that place. And even if it is expensive, you need to plan for it. When you are visiting that place, make sure it is a day that place is always full with people. Where a day where your target audience are always there. So when you are going, you plan yourself because you have some money, because that is not the kind of money you spend always when you go to eat. All right, you plan yourself, you get some money as your budget, and you go. Now, when you sit down and you see people you want to talk to, just go ahead and speak to them. They cannot swallow you. The question then is, how can you break the ice? How can you start a conversation with somebody that doesn't know you, a stranger? Would you just walk up to the person and say, hello, my name is Emmanuel, I am a this? No. No, that is not how it works. You cannot just approach them and say, oh, I am this. I am a realtor. It doesn't work that way. You need to break the ice. And how can you break the ice? Is by you looking for what I call a common ground. Can somebody type that in the chat box? You look for common ground that you can use to get into that conversation. Okay, what is common ground? Common ground is something that if you say it, that person can easily relate with that, and that will form the basis for your conversation with that person. So when you are looking at someone, a stranger, in a restaurant, in a hotel, or wherever, a common ground could be, for example, let me use myself as an example. So I love to wear this hat a lot. I have the black color, I have this one, I have green color, I have some other colors. I love this kind of hat. And if you are from Nigeria, you will know that there is a particular region that love to wear this kind of hat, right? Now, what I've noticed is that, especially when I go to coffee shops, all right? When I go to coffee shops, I have a whole lot of them around Lekki and VI here. So when I go to coffee shop and I meet salespeople that wants to prospect me, what they usually use to break the ice is this, my hat. All right. So when they meet me, they say, oh, I love your hat. Are you from Bayelsa or River State? You look like a Niger Delta person. Are you from Bayelsa or River State? Sometimes I say, no, I mean, usually I say to them, no, I'm not from any of those states. Now, the last person that spoke to me says to me, oh, anytime I see somebody wearing this, because I did my service in Yenagua, Bayelsa State, my NYC in Yenagua, Bayelsa State, it always reminds me about that Bayelsa State. Are you from Bayelsa State? I said, no, I'm not from Bayelsa. Are you from Rivers? I say, no. I said, are you from South? Say, no. Say, wow, you dress just like them. Now, they use it mostly as the icebreaker when they want to prospect me. It is along the line that they will begin to tilt towards that angle that I'm expecting them to tilt towards. You know, they will begin to tell me things that shows that, yes, they are salespeople and they are just trying to prospect me. Now, for some people, it could be their outfit, right? Maybe not hat, maybe it is their clothes. You know, they are looking in a particular way. You approach them, you say, wow, I've been looking at you from afar. I love this particular thing. Your fashion designer is really doing well. Usually people will say, thank you to that. Usually people will say, thank you for complimenting them. And from there, you can now continue the conversation. You need to look for the icebreaker. It could be somebody wearing something that shows that he loves a particular football club. You can use that as an icebreaker. You just read the environment and use what is happening within the environment to break the ice. That is how to start a conversation with a stranger, guys. That is how to start a conversation with a stranger. Well, that is it about hunting strategy, because I said I'm not going to spend plenty time on this particular part, which is hunting strategy, which is hunting strategy. All right, so let's go to betting strategy. I hope you can still hear me. My video is no longer there, but I hope you can still hear me. Now, what does it mean? What is betting strategy? Betting strategy means you doing something that attracts people to you to do business with you. You are doing something that attracts prospects to do business with you. That is what betting strategy simply means. In other words, positioning yourself in the sense that prospects will naturally come to you. Positioning. Prospects will naturally reach out to you. But this one doesn't come immediately you start out as a realtor. It is based on your track record. It is based on your positioning, what you put out in the form of content. It is based on all these things that prospects will see you as somebody they can reach out with to see if you can help them to acquire one property or the other. All right? It is positioning. So here comes a question of what are you putting out as a content? All right? What are you putting out there as a content? What do you talk about real estate? How do you talk about real estate? Do you position yourself as somebody people should do real estate business with? Okay, if you begin to position yourself this way, you go to a site, you give insights about real estate and why people should keep into real estate. When you are putting something on your WhatsApp status, do you talk something that is insightful that people begin to look at you as that expert they would like to do business with? That is what positions you well as that authority that people should do business with. Okay, so that is what betting strategy means. Another thing that betting strategy can do in using this betting strategy is when you create something like ebook, for example, ebook around real estate, how anybody can invest in real estate. And you created that ebook, and maybe you run ad with the ebook and ask people to download, and they will give you their contact details, and you follow up with them after. It is still a betting because that ebook is a bet that you are putting out there. And anybody that wants to hear from you must give you their contact details before they will receive that ebook from you. So let me stop here with this prospecting. Let's dive deep into the sales closing part, because that is where I really want us to dwell so much. But let me ask you, did you pick something from this part of the meeting? Do you have a question you would like to ask as regards to prospecting? I would like you to raise your hand up if you have any question, or whatever you learned, you want to say it, you can type it in the chat box. What did you learn from this part of the training, which is prospecting? And again, do you have any question? If you have any question at all, maybe not about what I said, but it is about prospecting, about your experience, please unmute your mic and ask your question or make your comments before we go ahead to closing.
Yeah. Good evening.
Excuse me,
Yes.
so that before you go ahead, Mr. Emmanuel, please, I don't know what's wrong with your video, but I think it will be essential that we'll see you, because so that it's more like an interactive section. Please, if you can get your video up, we'll really appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you so much. I'm also trying to fix that, but I have some hitches here. I will do that as we continue, please.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, my name is Chidebe Ostademan.
Okay.
So from what you have said, I've actually picked some points. You know, when it comes to prospecting aspect, you say we should start from, the low-hanging fruit or shoot, low-hanging shoot, or we can just call it warm market.
Fruits that you eat.
Okay, fruit. Okay, yes. Okay. The low-hanging fruit, which means the people that are, familiar with us, that are reachable to us, that we can easily reach out to. So, and you equally made us to understand that, that as a beginner, that is not always easy to go and start prospecting strangers, because they needed people who are experienced. So from what I picked from there is that it is better to start with the people that will listen to you, just as you said, because we are not yet perfect, because this high net worth individual, they need some level of perfection for you to be able to, relate with them properly. So, but when we start with these people that are familiar with us, we can even use them as the people we use to train ourselves, to build our capacity on how we talk, on how we practice, the prospecting aspect. Because by the time we practice with them, whether they buy or not, by the time you see a stranger and you want to prospect that stranger, you will even do better than when you now start with stranger. So that is one of the things I have already picked from there. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that, Chidebe. Yes, I mean, it is very important that we are clear on this. The low-hanging fruits are people that they know you now. So when you are talking to them about real estate, they will pay attention. If you watch, when you are talking to people that are high net worth individuals, they just want to push you away. I mean, this is the reality we have to agree on. They just want to push you away. They just want to go out. Now, what I'm saying is not that you should not prospect the big people. No, don't leave them. But understand that these people, if they come, it is fine. All right. But you have the low-hanging fruits that you can go to. Okay. I've seen people that people that bought their first property. It's not even people they know. It happens. It's people that they meet in the marketplace. Maybe during the days of flyer sharing. I don't know whether the people no longer do it much, but people still do it because it works. All right. Where you print flyer, companies print flyers, give to their realtors. They go to marketplace. They go to different places, shopping malls to share flyers. I've seen people that through that they were able to make their first sale. Okay. But the reality is a wealthy person that is very intentional about investments, that understand what investment is, they want to see that the person they are dealing with is somebody that really grounded in that industry. Somebody that if they invest through the person, they can go to bed with their two eyes closed. All right. So that is why it's somehow shaky when you are starting. Of course, something can happen and you will just get them and they will buy without minding anything. After all, they are not paying to you. They are paying directly into the company's account. They will just buy from you. But it doesn't always happen like that. And that is why you need to realize that, okay, these people that know you will most likely buy from you if they have the money, and you have to pay attention to those people. Okay, so I know Jematis, your hand is up. Please, can you unmute and say something? Thank you, Chidebe, for.
All right, sir. Thank you very much. A quick one. I learned a lot from what you said, but my question is, what if both the low fruits and the high fruits, none of them is giving a damn about whatever you're saying or whatever you're selling, and you've been doing that for a year or maybe a year and going over to 2 years? What do you think you will do? That's my question.
So it is quite simple. What you have to do is that you've not made a sale for 1 year, 2 years. Number one, if you have not made a sale for 1 year to 2 years, it means that you need to go back to the drawing board and ask yourself, what are you doing wrong? There must be something you are not doing correctly. That's my belief. I've seen people say it. In fact, I've seen somebody in one of my students, I think that was early this month, shared something with me. In fact, not only with me, it was in a training. Like he said that he started real estate, although he wasn't doing it alone. He was combining it with his job, right? He started real estate for 2 years. He is yet to make any sale. But when he joined the one training that I organized like that, within a week after joining that training, he made a small commission, not big. I think he did something for a company that pays people for inspection or something, but he just made small commission and was excited. So I've seen people that have spent 2 years without any sale. Now, what you have to do is go back to the drawing board. Ask yourself, what are you doing wrong? There must be something you are not doing correctly. Okay, you need to learn more about prospecting. The question is, are you prospecting the right people? Are you talking to the right people? One thing I've noticed about this set of people that say for 2 years, I've not made any sale. For 3, I've even seen 3 years, a lady, I've seen 3 years in the industry, no sales, okay? One thing I've noticed about them is they don't make, in case you are in this category and you are listening to me, they've not really made a good effort. Let me put it that way. They've not really made enough efforts. I have to say it, I must say it. If you check very well, they've not really made a very good effort. Now, if you ask them, some of them, what they do is they will tell you that they post the properties on their WhatsApp status. They post the properties on their WhatsApp status. Now, the next question is, who are these people that view these properties on their WhatsApp status? Who are the people that view it? These are their family members. These are people that doesn't have money. Those are the people that view their WhatsApp status. And because these people doesn't have the money, there is no how they can buy. So instead of them to go out where they can prospect the right people, they are stuck with their social media, that is their Facebook, where they have these people that cannot buy properties, with their WhatsApp status, where they have people that cannot buy properties. They've not run any social media ad. And another thing is they are not under the leadership of anybody that is doing well in the industry. I call it mentorship. If you find yourself in a new environment, one of the best things that you need to do is to find somebody who is doing well in that industry. That is the fastest way to rise at anything, whether it's football, whether it's real estate. In fact, I'm sure everybody here, or I believe every one of us here have heard this statement. You are the average of the 5 people you always hang out with. You are the average of the 5 people you always hang out with. So if you find yourself in a new environment and you don't have anybody that is guiding you, that is helping you, that you are learning from, that you listen to when they talk to clients, because there are certain words these people use to close clients that you're not using, and you need to hear those things. There are certain things they say to clients. There is a way they handle sales objection. You don't know how to handle it. You need to hear all those things. So number one is you need to get out of that zone. That's those people that you have been sending your properties to that doesn't have money, maybe family members that doesn't have money, maybe friends that view your status, they don't have money, or you need to get out of that and get into a place where you will meet people that have the money. And if it is still not working, in fact, you need somebody you can call your mentor. You might not really call the person mentor, quote and unquote, but somebody that you submit to, somebody that you know is better than you in the industry, and you can learn from that person. Those are the things that when you do them, I believe that you begin to get better, because you can't stay with somebody who knows how to do something and you are learning from that person and you cannot do well. It is one of the fastest ways to rise. Igbo people, that's what they call Igba boy. If you go and do boy for somebody, you can't do it finish and not get some, except if something happened along the line. But those people, you will learn the secret, the trade secret of that business, and you will be settled. Except you just blow the opportunity. If not, you will succeed in that place because you've been mentored and you understand the trade secret of that business. So you will succeed. So these are the things I noticed about people that say, I've spent years here and I've not made sales. Number one, they are prospecting the wrong people. Number two, they don't have anybody that is teaching them, that is training them. Sometimes maybe they don't want to share money with somebody. You need to have that person. And number three, maybe they are not paying full attention to it because they have another job that is giving them money. They are not really paying full attention. And because they started posting properties for the past 3 years, they will just tell you, I've been here for the past 3 years, I've not made a sale. They need to put their skin in this business. Is it digital marketing that is working for that person that is leading you, that you call your leader, that you call your mentor? You need to learn that digital marketing. How is it done? Teach me, I will learn it. You submit to that person and you begin to do it. I don't advise you to quit because you spend 1 year, 2 years, and you've not made a sale. People that are making the sale, they are human beings like you. It is sales, and all of us are in sales. So you just need to learn better so you begin to do better. All right? I think I've spent a lot of time on this, but I hope...
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, sir. It was so clear. Thank you,
all right.
sir.
Okay, do I have any other question? Any other question? Okay, let me read what I have in the chat box. Let me read what I have here. And let me turn on my... Let me read what I have in the chat box. Okay. All right. The low-hanging fruit. Okay, people say they learned something from the prospecting part. Okay, that's great. Okay, so now I want us to go into the closing part. All right. So when it comes to closing, when people complain that they are not able to close, what I say is sometimes it is not because you can't close, it is the sales process that is wrong. Closing does not just start at the end of the conversation. It starts from the beginning of the conversation. And some people will say it is closing that is a problem. The problem is handling of sales objections. Sometimes. Some of the people that says, oh, it is closing that is their problem. Sometimes their challenge is handling of sales objections. Because once you can't handle a sales objection, then you will not make that sale. Because that objection, what is objection? Objection in sales is a barrier that must be removed before a sale will take place. So let me ask you this question. What is the common sales objections you get? Just put it in the chat box. Type it in the chat box. What is the common real estate sales objections you meet as a realtor? What is the common sales objections you meet as a realtor? By the way, because I mentioned the name realtor, when you are introducing yourself to people, I don't advise you to introduce yourself as my name is Chidebe, for example, or my name is Emmanuel, I am a realtor. I don't advise you to do that. Instead, my name is Emmanuel. I help people create wealth through real estate. If you want to add, I am a realtor, then it is fine. But first of all, let them know you help people create wealth and live the kind of lifestyle they want to live, and you are a realtor. That makes a lot of sense, because if you come to me and say, my name is Emmanuel, I'm a realtor, what you're telling me, I'm a salesperson, I sell properties. And I will begin to see you as a salesperson. But when you say you help people create wealth, it is psychology. All right? Oh, you can help me make more money. So from today, it is either you say you're a real estate consultant, you help people create wealth, or you just find something else that you can use. You help people increase their money through real estate. Just find a way that you can introduce yourself. Okay? Let me see if there is any. Okay, there's nothing. I was asking, what is the frequent sales objections that people bring to you? Somebody say, I will get back to you. We are going to treat all of this. I will get back to you. And that is all. That is from Chinechirem. Who else? What is the common sales objection? Because we are into sales closing right now, and we want to get to the root of it. I will get back to you. Apart from I will get back to you, any other person, what is the common sales objections you face? I don't have money. Okay, I want to talk to my wife about it. Okay. Okay. Real estate companies scammed me. Okay. I'm not interested right now. I love what I'm seeing. I love what I'm seeing. Let me discuss with my husband. They complain of hardship in the country. Probably have an urgent need to attend to. Okay. All right. Okay, great. I love it. So keep it coming. If you have more, keep it coming. So let's start with the first one. I will get back to you. And let me ask you, Chinechirem, please unmute your mic. Unmute your mic. Chinechirem, unmute your mic. Chinechirem Mesoma.
Okay, sir.
All right. So when your client said to you, I will get back to you, what do you say? What do you do? What do you do?
Okay. When they say I will get back to you, I will try to get their contacts so that from time to time I'll be sending them a message or checking up on them. That's basically what I do.
Okay. At what point do they usually say, I will get back to you? Is it when you just want to prospect them first, or when you've shown them the property, or when they have gone to inspection? At what point do they say, I will get back to you?
Okay, sometimes once I enter the shop and then start talking to them, sometimes after the whole explanation and all, and sometimes they might, like, through the discussion, they will look interested, but then after everything, I will get back to you.
Okay. After the whole conversation, they've not got property. The next thing is, I will get back to you.
Yes.
Okay, that's fine. In your own judgment, do you think that these people you are talking to are qualified prospects? I mean, they have money to buy properties.
Yeah, some, judging by,
The kind of business they do.
Yes.
Where do you live, Chinechirem? Are you in Lagos, Enugu, or Imo? Have we lost Chinechirem? Okay.
She's in Lagos.
Okay, she's in Lagos. Okay. When a prospect says to you, Chinechirem, like you said, you've explained everything. And the next thing they say to you is Chinechirem, The next thing they say to you is, I will get back to you. You know what? it's not all about you collecting their phone numbers and you want to say you will follow up with them. Because when somebody says to you, I will get back to you, that is very vague. There's no next step. If you think about it, there's no next step there. They can get back to you next 10 years, Chinechirem. They can get back to you next 20 years. They will still get back to you.
Okay.
But what I say is that when people, first of all, when people say, I will get back to you, even before you get concrete next step, when they say, I will get back to you, Chinechirem, what you will do, because you've told them about properties, they've probably asked you, how much is it? And they've asked you a couple of other questions. And the next thing they say to you is, I will get back to you. What you will do to them or say to them next time is, sir or ma. Usually when people say they will get back to me, it is usually it usually fall back to one of these three things. One, maybe they don't like the property I spoke to them about. Maybe they don't like the location, the property I spoke to them about. Two, maybe the price is the problem. Or three, maybe they have other things. I'm just out of curiosity. May I know which one it is for you? If you say to them like this, ma'am or sir, usually when people say they will get back to me after explaining this opportunity, this property, this investment there, from experience, it usually fall back to three things. One, maybe they don't like the property, maybe the location, or they don't just like the property. Or two, they have concern about the price. Or three, they don't just want to do at all. So they just say, I will get back to you just to go. So if I may ask, which one is it for you? You ask them this question, please pay attention and listen to them. Don't say any other thing, just leave. Just pay attention, listen. Once you ask this question, listen to them. You will see most times, 8 out of 10 times, you will say, yes, the price is too much. Then you now know that because I will get back to you is not a real objection. There's nothing tangible there. You can see that the person just wants to push you, move on with their. There is nothing tangible with I will get back to you. Okay, and that is why you have to ask them this question so that they will come up with the real objection. With the real objection. Please, if you can hear me, type it in the chat box. I don't want other people that their gadgets are not, behaving well to say they are not hearing.
Please mute your mics, please.
All right. So why I said, okay, Chinechirem, you can mute your mic now.
Okay.
Esther, you can mute your mic too. So why I'm taking my time to explain this is so that I want this class to be as practical as possible, because we will still do role play in this class, role play. But I want this class to be as practical as possible so that when people say, I'll get back to you next time, you don't just say, okay, give me your number. Or you say, okay, let me go. All right. So ask them that question and listen to them. So if they say it is the price, you now know that it is money that is their challenge. You now begin to handle that objection. And of course, somebody mentioned that price objection here. We are going to discuss that as well. You begin to tackle that part. You now know that their problem is the money. All right. Now, if they say it is the location, you now begin to explain to them why that location is the biggest deal. The location where Affable Homes property is located, why that place is a top-notch location. But you need to know the reason behind this, I will get back to you. There is no how they will say, I will get back to you without a reason, because that thing is very vague. Now, if at the end of the day, you are able to handle the other objections, and then now say, okay, I will still get back to you. Now you know that at least you've dealt with what was behind that first, I will get back to you. But they still say they will come back to you. You don't just collect their phone number, Chinechirem, and leave. Because I said before that I will get back to you is very vague. So you want to ask them, okay, are we looking at this, you getting back to me tomorrow, this week or next week, Monday? You want to know all those things. They'll say, okay, I will get back to you maybe by Friday this week. Okay, that's fine. Now, you know that after Friday, if they do not get back to you, maybe Friday evening or Saturday, you can now follow up with them, because that is why a lot of people struggle with follow up. Because in the last conversation they had with the prospect, there was no concrete next step for you to know the right time to follow up with the prospect. And because of that, you are now feeling bad. You don't know when to begin to follow up so that it will not be like you are bugging the client or the prospect. That is because you did not set the right next step in your last conversation with the client. But if you had set that right next step, when it is due, when you get to that Friday and the person did not come to you, you will naturally know that, oh, this is the right time to get back to my clients. And you won't feel bad about it. All right. So first of all, when people say, I will get back to you, please ask them that question. Let them say something about it. Let them tell you what I will get back to you means. Because I will get back to you means I want to go and do something. It means there is something I don't like about this property. It means something. So you want to know. Now, if they are able to share with you the reason behind that I will get back to you, and you're able to handle the objection, and they still say I will get back to you, you want to know, okay, if there's no any other reason why, maybe you say you want to discuss with your wife or discuss with who, when are we looking at? Are you getting back to me this weekend or Monday? Now they will tell you when they want to get back to you. Then you will now let them know that you can follow up with them. Okay, if by Friday, if I don't hear from you, I will reach out to you. Is that okay? That is a way to know people that are interested in buying something. You know? That person that said, I will get back to you, that wants to push you away. If you say, okay, if I don't hear from you on Friday, I will reach out to you. And you ask them, is that okay? And they say, no, don't call. Don't worry, I will get back to you. Just know that that person is not most likely to buy property. The person is not really, really interested. Yes, you can still get in touch with them because you don't throw away prospect. You can still be in their faces from time to time, but just know it's not a strong person. Because a strong prospect will say, yes, if I don't come back to you that day, please follow up with me. That person at least has some level of interest. So you now know, okay, this one is this way. The other guy that said, no, don't worry, I will get back, is the other way. You now separate them. You bucket list them. You know where they belong to. So you know person that is really, really interested in this, your business. All right. So that is my response to that objection. I will get back to you. Chinecherem, does this make sense to you? And every other person, does this explanation make sense to you? Please put it in the chat box. Chinecherem, does it make sense to you? You can unmute. You are the one that asked the question. Did you get anything from this this explanation? Did you get anything at all?
Yes.
Okay, makes sense.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Okay. All right. Okay. Justice Deberich, okay. I think we are all learning from it. Okay, learned a lot from the explanation. Great. Great. Okay, so let me go back to some other objections that we raised. Let me go back to them. Please, I'm sorry, my video cannot be on at the moment. Kind of having some itches here to turn on my video. It was on before, in case you are just joining. All right, but I'm sorry, it is not on now. Okay, I'll get back to you. I don't have money. I don't have money. You see, these people that say I don't have money, right? Please, you don't need to waste your time with everybody. There are people that they don't just want to buy from you. Maybe they don't have the money, or they don't just want to buy from you. And they're looking for the soft no to say to you. Okay? they are looking for this software to say no to you, and they will say they don't have money. It is not everybody that you will spend your time with. That this person that say, I don't have money, please just, if you have to be in touch with them, you might say, okay, let me get your number. I'll keep in touch with you. Money will come, don't worry. Then you add them to maybe your broadcast list. I hope you have your broadcast list, WhatsApp broadcast list, people that at least know you. You may be sending them broadcast list once a week, not too much like that, once a week, until when they need properties, they will call you. All right. So these ones that say they don't have money, you don't need to put your whole energy on them because they may not buy immediately. All right. Another person said, I want to talk to my wife. All right. So this person that said, I want to talk to my wife, I want to talk to my husband. I want you to unmute. Who is the person? Let me call your name. Let me call your name. I want to talk to my wife. I want to talk to my husband. Okay. Okay, Rosemary, can you unmute your mic? Okay, unfortunately, Rosemary talked about, I want to talk to my wife. I want to talk to my husband. Can any of you unmute your mic?
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay, so when people say to you, Rosemary, for example, I want to talk to my wife, what do you say to them? What?
Most times when I have a client or a prospect I'm talking to, and he gives me the attitude, I want to talk to my wife, I don't let it slide. I try to, if it is a low-hanging fruit client, I try to make friendship with the wife and try to talk about property to her. And I will sell my company's image to her so that by the time the husband brings the matter to her, she will be in the know that yes, I think it's a good. So most times what I do is that if that the people that are close to me, I try to talk to their wife before they even talk to that their wife they want to talk to. Then I will now follow up. Well, after talking to their wife, sometimes I go back to them and I also try to find out, oh, sir, have you been able to talk to your wife? What's her idea? That's how I do it, sir.
Okay. But if it is people that are not people you know, what do you do then?
Okay, if they happen to be the people I don't know, I still keep a tab. I try to not only asking them if they have talked to their wife, like sometimes I share some of our videos, I share some of the benefit of owning property for the family with them. I share some write-offs with them. I share some quotes with them. That's what I do. Then I also ask them anyway, if they have been able to talk to their wife, what's her idea, what's her view.
Great. Today, coincidentally, I made a post on my Instagram page. I said, if you are selling a property, I think it was this afternoon I made that post. If you are selling a property to a couple, please recognize the husband, but pay more attention to the wife's need, to the need of the wife. And it is like that. And I like the fact that Rosemary, once it is a low-hanging people that you always look for a way to reach out to the wife, to talk to the wife before the husband even talk to them. That is a good thing about it. But the thing is, when that man will be talking to the wife, whether it is a low-hanging fruit, people you know, or strangers you don't know, the wife you don't know, people you don't know. The bad thing about it is that when that man will be talking to his wife may ask him some questions that will make the man to say something like, oh, I didn't ask her that question. No. And because that man did not ask you that question, the woman will say, this is why you don't know about this particular part. Well, I don't know. This thing doesn't look like, the person is selling your property. The man is trying to sell your property to his wife in your absence. And the man doesn't have all the information that you have about that property, which means the wife might ask questions that the man will not answer. But if you were there in that meeting, you would have answered that question. Now, I'm sure you all understand where I'm heading to now. When people say to you, I will talk to my wife, I will talk to my husband. If they say to you, I will talk to my wife, what you have to agree with them. I mean, it is a good thing. For me, I will say something like, oh, it is nice. I love the fact that you actually put your wife in the picture before making a decision like this. I mean, I'm very big when it comes to family. What I will now ask you is, I know you know your wife to some extent. I know you know your wife to some extent. If you explain to your wife about this opportunity, this money-making opportunity, this investment opportunity I explained to you, of course, investing today and making more money today, from your experience, I mean, somebody that knows his wife very well, do you think your wife will say yes to this or no to this? Some people will say, oh, I know you say yes, but I need to discuss. Say, okay, yeah, I said that I want you to discuss. The last thing I want you to do is to make a decision like this without your wife, because I'm very big when it comes to family. I love when family is doing something together. But I'm just thinking, you know, when you are talking to your wife might ask you a question that you might not answer. Maybe she will ask you, what about this, about the property? And you will say, oh, you didn't confirm that from me. And then that will make you to want to come back to me to confirm before going back to your wife. That will lead to a lot of back and forth. So I wanted to ask, don't you think that, or do you think that having three of us discuss this property at the same time will save us some time? Don't you think it is better for three of us to have a meeting where we can discuss this property, so that if your wife comes up with a question that you might not have answer to, I can answer that question? You just ask that, just throw that and watch what the man will say. Listen, people that are really, really, really interested in buying properties, and the problem they have, or the only thing they have, is that they want to discuss this with their wife. If you say that to them, they will ask you, okay, what is the best day for you to have a meeting with three of them? People that are really, really, really interested in buying this property, but they recognize their wife. It's not as if they want to run away. They're saying that because they want to run away. They recognize that their wife must be part of this decision-making. If you say that to them, they will give you a positive response. They will say to you, okay, it makes a lot of sense, so that you answer those questions that I might not answer. Is Friday okay for you? Is Tuesday okay? They will give you a date for you to have that meeting with them, with the wife, with the husband, with you, so that you can answer some critical question that the man will not answer. Because the woman may come up with some questions. Everybody, is this making sense to you? I want you to put it in the chat box. Is what I'm saying making sense to you? Are you learning something?
Yes.
Just put it that way. Don't you think that, you know, this will reduce the back and forth? Somebody that is really interested in buying properties, they will do something. Now, at the end of the day, if they insist they want to discuss it in private with their husband, with their wife or their husband, that is totally fine. I mean, there is nothing, you can't kill anybody. But the next thing you have to do is never stop. Don't go away without getting that concrete next step. This is very key. If you forget every other thing from this meeting, please don't forget the fact that you must get concrete next steps in all your conversations. The person must, because that's where closing starts. Okay? We are going towards closing, and the questions you will ask when you want to close clients, we are getting to that part. But I need to answer another question. But Rosemary, does this help? Does this help you at all?
Very well, sir. Thank you very much.
Great.
Thank you.
All right, let me go to the question again. I need to answer another question. Please, do you like what I'm doing, or I should just be talking? Do you like what I'm doing, or I can just put up a slide and begin to teach you? Do you like the way I'm making it practical? I'm answering your questions. I'm telling you what are the challenges, and I'm answering it as it is. Do you love the way I'm doing it?
Yeah, you are doing perfect. You are doing okay.
Okay.
This is a practical class, and I want you to make the most out of it. It's not like coming. Okay, somebody has a question. Okay, Esther, you have a question. Please unmute and ask your question.
Okay, good evening, all. Good evening, all. Can you hear me? Good evening, all.
Good evening. Good evening. Continue. We can hear you.
Okay, my question is this. I have a client that I've been, chatting, discussing with, but the reply I keep getting is that he has a project, a building project going on, that I should wait till he gets to a certain stage. But what I've been doing is that I've been keeping in touch. Even yesterday, I'll just come to the WhatsApp and I'll
Please, I
chat.
can't hear anything that you people are saying. I can't hear anything. I don't know why.
Like yesterday, I chatted with friends of, how are you doing and everything. They say, oh, I've not forgotten you. So in this kind of situation, what do I do? Because this thing, in fact, we started discussing since May this year. So I don't know. Is there any other thing I can do? And then my second question is, I have that network. I have friends, but I feel that most of them are trying to build up trust once, in the sense that a lot has happened. People have been defrauded in so many ways. So I know they are watching to see if this thing I'm talking about, posting every day, if it is true. So the second question is that some will tell me, let me wait till the end of the year. Especially those of them abroad, they will tell you that they make budgets so that when they will look into it, it will be towards the end of the year. So I don't know again if you can help me in these two areas, what else I should do. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Esther, for that. Thank you for sharing that with us. So when people says to you that, for example, the man that says a project, he has some projects and you have been following up. I can as well say again that you did not ask that man proper questions. Because when I have a project, that projects always have something called timeline. They have timeline. Okay, I'm doing this project. I'm looking at this period. By this period, I should be done with this project, or by this period, this project should have gotten to this stage, then I'll be ready to talk to you. Always get that. If you're just doing random follow-up, the man at some point might not respond to you. Always follow up, get this concrete next step. I said it again. When they say this project get to a particular stage, you want to know what timeline like. Okay, that's please mute your mic, everybody. So congratulations. Wow, that's a big project. You ask them more questions about the project. What is it? There is how you do, you show interest in somebody. When they see your message again, they want to talk to you. You congratulate them and you validate the project they are doing, showing them that they make a lot of sense. They're making good steps to create wealth for themselves, to make things easy for themselves. Then you come back to your conversation. Okay, are you looking at what time would this get to the stage where you want to look another side? I understand this is a very good project, or, you know, they want to tell you, and if you have built good rapport, they will share with you. You see, sales is when you build a very good rapport with the prospects, you are like a medical doctor. Why is it that you cannot remove your clothes in the front of every family member, except your spouse or except, you know, your mom or your dad? But when it is a medical doctor, because they say, this is the doctor, they say, remove your clothes, you remove. There is something, the person, by the reason of being called a doctor, every other thing is removed. So you see that person as somebody that can help you. So if you position as somebody that is there to help the prospects, if you ask that prospect any question, they will be answering those questions. So if you have encouraged them, you know, congratulated them about the property, about the project they have at hand, and you now ask them when will they likely get to that stage, they will share with you, I'm looking at, say, June, July, or August. They will share with you. So then you know that, okay, it is within this period. Now, in between this period, even if you are reaching out to them or try to keep in touch with them, you are not talking about that distance. You are just on a normal ground, you know, trying to keep that relationship going till that period. Except if they are the ones that say, oh, that our conversation, can you talk to me again about it? Then you can pick. If not, you need to have a concrete next steps. You need to know the right time to get to them. Because if not, you're just following up randomly. Before you know it, the person will stop responding to you. That is one thing. Except that person doesn't want to do business with you, then what I normally say is keep that relationship open. Now you have their number. You can continue to send them messages from time to time, maybe once a week. You send them some educational messages about properties, you know, about real estate. Maybe there is a big news about the particular location where the property you want to sell to them is. You can share with them, okay? Maybe there is anything at all valuable you can share with them. And maybe from time to time, maybe once in 2 weeks or once you share a property, something with them, okay? But if it is somebody that is really interested in doing the business, the person will tell you this is the right time for us to talk more about this, because that within that period, my project would have gotten to this stage, so we can talk more. But if it is somebody that is not really interested, of course, they will keep dribbling, but you have to keep the relationship open. So the major point here is go back to the person. It is somebody you've been talking to, get a concrete next steps as to when they will get to that stage where they would want to look at another project. That is one thing you need to do. Then the other one, which is people in the diaspora. So people in the diaspora, let me tell you from experience, these people, they like doing business with those they see that are big. I mean, those they see that, not like you are big, you have billions, but those they see that they are experts in this field. They will go and check you out in your social media platforms. They will go even YouTube to type your name to see if you're there. You must not be on YouTube to sell to them, so that you don't stress yourself. You must not be there to sell to them. But if you have a page there, it is okay. The normal video that you make and drop on Instagram or Facebook, you can still drop it there, even if it is 1 minute videos. You go to site inspection, you take all those live videos, you can download it and drop it there. All right? But my point is, those in the diaspora, they like because of trust issues. Some of them are buying these properties, they don't even want their family members to know. So because of trust issues, they do proper research about you. How long have you been here? Or what are you doing in the industry? What is your track record? They want to check you out left, right, and center before they do business with you. Now, when they say that, oh, it is by the end of the year, people that say that, well, you keep the relationship open. There is, when somebody said it's end of the year, there is no how you can force. The only way you can pull that person is when you have the person's contact, you will keep that relationship going. You have something you consider juicy offers from affable homes. you can share with them. I said, this is a project we just launched. It is on a pre-launch sale now. The price is this now. It will go up very soon. So dates. You share all those things. The only thing you can do is to keep in touch with them, but you can't force them. Now, if you are in touch and they want to buy property and they love what you are doing, they can come to you even before that end of the year. All right. So that is what I can share with you about dealing with those in the diaspora that says they can only do business with you at the end of the year that they have their budget. Sometimes maybe they see that, feel that I shouldn't do business with this person. Sometimes because they check people out very well. Or maybe they have
Blessing, please mute your mic. Madam Blessing, mute your mic, please.
Right, so that is what it is. Okay, does this okay? Because of time, let's go into role play. I want to see how we close clients. I want to see how you close clients. Is there anybody here that have taken a client to a project, to a site, to a property, and after inspection of the land and the client stopped talking to you, or the client said, somehow you just lost the client after inspection? Yes, I can see somebody said yes. They have seen that, they have witnessed that. I want us to do a role play. And who is ready to do a role play with me? Because that's the closing part I want us to talk about now. Closing. All the things we've been doing is handling objection that will lead to the closing. All right. So apart from Esther, who else have experienced that? You've taken the clients to the site, they inspected the project, and boom, you stopped hearing from them. Okay. All right. Okay, that's fine. Okay, that's fine. Okay, Jamatins took the person to Badagry project. Okay, who is ready to do a role play with me? Now, what is role play? Let me explain. Maybe some people here might not know. Role play is like practicing something before the real thing will happen. Let me put it this way. If you attend churches, maybe you have a church, you're a Christian and you go to church, you know, before the choir will minister during Sunday service, they always do choir practice. During that choir practice, what they are doing is role play. They are role playing what they will do during the Sunday service. And that is what role playing is all about. The election that brought in Donald Trump as president of the United States of America, after the election, Facebook was accused of aiding Donald Trump to win the election, that they influenced the election somehow. Facebook was accused of that. And so what the CEO, which is Mark Zuckerberg, did was that he set up a mock Senate House because the Senate, the US Senate, invited the CEO of Facebook, which is Mark, to come and explain everything he knows about the election, that his company is being accused of influencing that election. He should come and explain. So before Mark honored that invitation, he set up a mock Senate house in Facebook's, that is Meta's office, Facebook's headquarters in the US. He set up a mock Senate house. Some of you have written mock examination before. I don't know about you, I wrote because I did my primary school in Nigeria. Mock examination before the real first school living examination. I think that's what they call it. Now he set up this mock Senate house, and his staff, they sat as senators of the United States of America, and Mark appeared the way he would appear during the Senate invitation. And his staff started asking him questions. They were asking him questions as if they are the senators, and he was responding. Now, when Mark finally honored that Senate invitation, he came out and he said something powerful. He said that some of the questions that the senators asked him were the same questions his employees asked him during the mock Senate sitting in his office. And because he did that mock Senate house in his office, it was easy for him to respond to all the questions they asked him in the real Senate house. And what they did there before Mark honored that Senate invitation is called role play. It is called role play. And that is what we want to do. Something you want to practice how you can close a client even before you are in front of that client. So I would like to know who among us would like to join, would like to sell something to me. Just sell something to me. Let me be the prospect, be the seller. Who? You can raise your hand.
J. Martins wants to.
Okay, I wanted to.
Okay, J. Martins. All right. Okay, so J. Martins, you've taken me to this land in Badagry. And don't worry, I will not switch off. I will not switch off my network on you. All right? But you've taken me to Badagry, and you want to sell to me. So walk me through. So let's say you've taken me to you are in the site now. You finally brought me to the site, to the land. Continue the way you normally continue. You know, you are explaining some things to your clients. Can you just do like you are picking it from the middle? So we continue the conversation from there.
All right, sir. As you can see, that is the landmark I was telling you about. You can see there's a seaport. If you look at the extreme, you see a seaport that is being constructed by the state government. In no distance time, this place is going to be hot. Like now we are selling it at a giveaway price, but in no distance time, let's say by 2025, 26, you might not be able to get this place for 50 million naira. And just as I also told you before you came to Badagry, I told you that about a few of our clients have started erecting their structure. That is one over there. That is the other man. And look at the other one over there. I also told you that they will stand for integrity, that this Badagry property is a little bit waterlogged. Here is dry. You can see the other angle is a little bit wet. Notwithstanding, that is not an issue. The major thing is just for you to invest now that is still ripe. It's just for you to invest now. But I'm just trying to help you. I'm just trying to help you see reasons why this place is the sure plug for you to go into land investment with African Homes Limited. There's nothing to hide here. You're seeing it for yourself. Okay.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Jematis.
Welcome.
Thank you for showing me the property. Now, Jematis, hang on. We will still continue our conversation. Hello, everybody.
Okay.
Now, listening to what Jematis and I have just done, what is Jematis focusing on? You can type it. If you can unmute and just say it and mute your mic again, you can do that. What is Jematis focusing on?
On sales.
Who said something? What is Jematis focusing on?
He's focusing on selling the land to you.
Okay. Who else?
For you to accept the land and come and make payments.
Okay. What is your name? I can only see Infinite for 10 lights here. What is your name?
Juliet.
Okay. Thank you so much. Who else? What is he focusing on? Conviction.
The genuinity of their property.
Okay. Who else? What is he paying attention to?
Closing.
Closing. Now, did you guys notice that whilst he's trying to sell me this property, right? Everything he said is about him, is about the property. It's not really, it's about his products. It's not really about me in a way. I mean, you can say, okay, well, it's about me because he wants me to increase my money, but he's paying attention to his products. I'm not sure, even though this is not a real one, he didn't ask me what I would like to do with the property. Whether I would like to do land banking with it, whether I'm looking at, okay, in the future, I'll build a house with it. I'm not sure he knows my need. He's just focusing on his own need, which is closing. Closing. Once you are focusing on your own need so that you make the money, most times you lose the client because you are focusing on yourself. You're not paying attention to me. So the most important thing, you went ahead to say, this is the land. There's nothing to hide here. Buy it today. The best time to buy is now. You know, he's saying nice stuff, but he's paying attention to himself and not paying attention to me. He doesn't know what I want to do with that land. He didn't ask me if I want to do land banking, and in a matter of years, I will sell it. He did not know if I want to buy that place so that in a couple of years, I can build a house where I will live. He doesn't know my plan about that. So in general, Jematis doesn't know my needs. He's paying attention to his own needs, which is to sell me the property. And that is why you are trying to close the person. The person can see it that what is most important to you is the money you want to make and not his own success. And that is why you lose most of them. If what I'm saying is making sense to you, put it in the chat box. If you are making sense out of what I'm saying, put it in the chat box. So you need to, as you have shown me the place, you need to ask me questions. Because in selling, the person that is buying needs to talk more than you. The person will give you information that you will use to close them. So that you are not talking right or left while the person is going forward or going backwards. You need to know what is important to the person so that based on what is important to the person, you can close them. Somebody wants to buy a car and you're not asking the person what is important to you in a car. Is it fuel efficiency so that you know the kind of car to recommend? Do you have a family so that I will know family of how many people so that I will know the kind of car to recommend? Do you drive every day so that, you need to ask questions instead of focusing on yourself. I know that what is important now to Jematis is to make that commission. Forget it, all those things, the most important, the best time to buy is now. All those things is to close me, to make commission, period. As soon as he makes that commission, he's done. He's not showing interest in me. So what J. Martin should do is to ask me questions. So here is the property, and you can see people are already developing their place. Now, that is a good way for you to ask the person. Now that somebody else is developing, and that reminds me, sir, if I may ask, what would you like to do with this property? Are you looking at buying it and you leave it to sell it later? Or are you also looking at buying it and build a house where you and your family will live? Or what are you really looking at buying it for? Allow the person to talk. That is a good way for you to come in. Since other people are already doing something, developing, allow the person to talk. My family, I wouldn't like to leave this area because there is no project like this. There's no schools like this because of security, because of, oh, okay, you're looking at doing land banking maybe after some years. You ask that question. You see, now you understand what is important to the person. You'll be saying something that makes sense to the person instead of just pushing the person, just buy. It is the right time. This is the best time. Just buy. You will likely lose the person. I hope some people are getting baptized now. Let me know if you are getting baptized. All right. So you need to ask them questions so that you know what is important to them. Forget about yourself. If you show interest in them and you know what is important to them, they will give you information that will help you to close them. So when they say, oh, I won't live here because of this or that, I want to buy it because I have this spare money in the next so years, I'm looking at selling it. Some people will even say, I don't really have enough for now. Okay. So you are looking at either building a house or depending on what happens in the future, they will tell you yes. But if the person says, oh, I'm not looking at building here, I just want to land banking, the person might not know what land banking is all about. Might just say, I want to buy it, maybe some years I may sell it, or I want to buy it for my kid. Then you can now give examples of properties, how properties around that place have appreciated. That is why you need to also study the environment where a property is located. You need to study the environment. How did properties appreciated that location in the last, say, few years, 1 year, 2 years? You can now come up with something intelligent. Okay, that's fine. Land banking here is very lucrative. The land in so and so area, you can mention any place that is close to that place. By last 1 year, it used to be this amount of money. But the last time I checked, about 1 month ago, and you need to be honest when talking to your client, don't lie. About 1 month ago, the thing has appreciated from 4 million naira. They now surplus of land there about 7 million naira just after 1 year. So that is how fast land appreciates. So this particular one, it is also good because of we even have this kind of landmark project by government around here. You ask another question based on what the man says, based on what the woman said to you. You ask another question. All right? But that's a very nice one. Jematis, did you get anything from this conversation?
Yes, so yes, that's what we call information marketing. You're very correct, sir. You allow your prospects to do more of the talking while you do more of the hearing.
Great. Just show interest in them. Show that this thing is more about you. Because what I've noticed is when you are pushing people, they are likely to run away. But
Yeah,
when
they
you
get irritated. Yeah.
Yeah. So they want to buy. All right. All right. Thank you so much. I wouldn't say they should open mic and clap for you. This place will be so rowdy. But if you have something to say about, if you can use the emoji, please put that emoji for Mr. Jematis and I. We did well. We are doing well. We are doing well. If you know how to put the emoji, or you can type something in the chat box. Just appreciate us. Encourage us. It's not easy to do role play. Encourage us. And again, this is something you should be doing. Yes, thank you, Ifi Uchime. Thank you so much. This is something you should be doing with your colleagues who are realtors. Please do this role play with your colleagues. Do this role play with your colleagues. It will be super helpful to you. It will be super helpful. And some of you need to be close to a coach so that you go faster in this thing. Do this with your colleagues. All right, thank you, J. Martins, for that. Please, I need another person. This will probably be the last person I will do the role play with. Then I will call it a wrap. Maybe you ask questions, more questions, then we will call it a wrap for tonight. We've spent almost 2 hours, so this is the last one we're going to do. So who else would like to do a role play with me? Say to me. We're talking about closing.
Can I try?
You're not trying, you will do it well. Thank you.
Okay. All right.
Okay, this is Rosemary, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So Rosemary, you've heard the question I had with with Jematis. Okay, so I know you build on that. So build on that. Do all those things that I said he should do that he didn't do. Just build on that and let's move. So you finally taking me to the site. Continue from, continue the way you normally do your prospects. Let's see.
Okay, sir, this is the site, Obako, Akurula, Beautiful Garden Estate, Obako, Owerri, Imo State. Like we have been talking over the phone, I told you is our 5-star estate. We have so many people in diaspora that have invested in this place. And why? Because it is so calm, serene environment, tranquility, everything. By the way, sir, you purchased a commercial package from us. So what exactly would you want to build here? Now, we have so many people, they want to build malls. Some have indicated interest that they want to build gym. Some said they want to build a kind of event center here. So I don't really know what you want to build, but whatever you want to build.
Rose, I'm looking at I'm just thinking in my head, although I'm looking at what will happen in the future, but at the moment, I have shopping mall in mind to build here in the future, depending on what happens.
Yeah, that would be a good idea. And note that, like I said, we have investors, wise investors from diaspora, like we have people from Dublin, Ireland, we have the ones from the UK. So if you build a mall here and you have what they want, you will really make sales, because by the time they come back home for any season, maybe Christmas, Easter, or holiday for that matter, and your mall will be the place they really do their shopping. So you really have a busy place if you succeed in building mall here. It's a good one, sir. And looking at the fact that this estate is right on the roadside of Onitsha Owerri Road, not only those in this estate will patronize you in that mall, people from other estates within can easily walk in and buy things here. And besides, the security here is maximum. So, sir, you can see you have nothing to fear. It's a place, a very beautiful place to invest in.
Oh, okay. That's okay. Let's see.
And the price we are giving you is a good one, by the way. The price we are giving you is a good one, yeah.
How much again?
Yeah, it is going for 7.5 now. However, the commercial area, the price is different. So the commercial area we're selling it for 8M.
Okay, 8 million naira.
Yeah.
Commercial, that is how many plots? That is how many?
For one plot, sir.
How many square meter?
That's 450 square meter.
Okay.
So what do you think, sir? So, and you see the topography is very awesome. It's a buy and build place, a very beautiful dry land. So you don't even have any extra job to do. Just the place is cleared already. The company will clear the place already. The fence is there. The security house is there. So it's just for you to erect your building, your mall.
Okay. Okay, that's fine. Anyway,
Yeah.
that's fine. Okay, now pause. Rosemary, thank you. I mean, you asked me questions. I love the fact that you're asking me questions, what I want to do there. And
Yeah.
I've told you, and you went ahead to validate that. But if I were you, what I would do is, after validating, because it's like you are now talking so long. After validating that my points, you just move directly to, that is when that closing comes in, right? Okay, that is when that closing comes in. Okay, you want to make that money. Now you've asked me questions. I've told you that, okay, this is what I want to do here. I mean, that alone shows you that I'm interested in doing this thing. So what you can do is assumptive closing. Assumptive closing. Somebody type it in the chat box. Assumptive closing. You do assumptive closing on me, that period. Assumptive closing is you assuming that, yes, this person is buying. And you close me that way. Assumptive closing is what most market women, if you go to a local market to buy clothes, or you go and meet these Igbo boys that sell shoes. So you've tested this one, and you tested the other one, or maybe you tested one shoe, and they have different colors. The next thing they will just tell you, which one do you want to go with? Is it, you've not told them, okay, I like it, it's just that you wore it and say, okay, you remove it. They will tell you, which one do you want to go? Are you going with the black color or the green color? You've not told them, okay, I want to go with one, but they are assuming that you want to go with one. It is you now that will say, no, don't worry, let me check more. Assumptive closing.
Okay.
Or sometimes after testing the shoe, they will just call somebody inside. Chinedu, please bring polybag. Let's package this for her. You've not told them to package anything. So if you don't want to buy, you will not be the one shouting, no, don't worry yet. I want to check. I don't, So that point, when I've told you that I want to build a mall here, that is assumptive closing that should come in. After validating, of course, you did well validating my point. I mean, validating my plan, that is a good plan. Then you will now move to the real closing, which is, okay, how would you like us to proceed? Would you like to make payments now, or you would like to make, just put that. Would you like to make payments now, so that I can send you the form, you fill, you make the payment, so that we can proceed with the paperwork for you and follow up on the company for the processing of the paperwork for you. So at that point, if the person have any objection, they will come up with objection for you. Then you can handle. As soon as you are done handling that objection, you need to circle back again to that closing. But once somebody tells you that this is what I want to do with this property, or maybe it's a house, and somebody tells you that I love this, because after showing somebody a house, for example, I don't know if we have affordable homes, we sell house now. I know we sell land, right? For example, if it's a house, after showing the house, you could ask the person, what do you love most about the building? There must be something they like most about it. Once they tell you that they like this one most, you go ahead, you validate that in that they like. The next thing you move to that closing. How would you like to make payments? Would you like to make payments today via bank? Would you like to make payments today? You listen to the person. Okay, payment. Or you can say, would you like to make full payments, or you would like to go with the payment plan? That is a good question to ask. Would you like to make full payments, or you would like to go with with payment plan? Then you are moving to closing. So once you validate, don't go round and round again, or say to the person, what do you think? Because I heard when you said, what do you think? But you didn't repeat it again. No, don't go that route. Just what do you think? It will lead to, let me just go and think about it properly. I will come back. No. Once they say this is what they like, if it is a house, ask the person, what do you like most about it? There must be one thing they like about that property. Even if they want to complain about most things, there must be one thing they say they like. Once they say that thing they like, stand on that and move into that closing.
Okay.
Is this making sense to us, guys? If it is making sense to you,
Very well.
I like to know, yeah. I like to know in the chat box, I like to know, okay? You move to that closing. All right? Okay, thank you so much, Esther, for your time. Thank you so much, Esther, for your time. Please, if you can show Esther love through the emoji, clap for her in the chat box, clap for her. Clap for her. It is not easy. And clap for me too. We are doing well. All of us are doing well. All right. Yes, it is engaging and captivating because this is practical teaching. It's not me sharing slides and I will teach you the theoretical part and I ask you to go and do it. This is coaching I'm doing right now. And that is what I'm called a coach. This is coaching. All right. Thank you, everybody. I would like to know if you have any question so that I can respond to that and we'll call it a wrap. Do you have any question? Do you have any question? Raise your hand. And if you can't raise your hand, maybe the button is not working. You can just put it in the chat room. I have a question. Or maybe if the admin don't mind, you can just unmute. If the host doesn't mind, you can unmute and ask a question if you have. But it looks like there is no question. Okay, has this class been useful to you? Unmute your mic now.
Very useful, Mr. Emmanuel. Very useful, honestly.
All right.
I've really learned a lot.
Thanks a lot. Oh, thanks a lot, sir.
All right. And
Thank you, Mr. Emmanuel. I appreciate, sir.
Homes. All thanks to Affable Homes for putting this together and bringing me to do this for you people. It shows that they care and they want, please promote Affable Homes properties aggressively. You will sell you will say you make money from this company. This company is investing their money so that you make sales. So promote their properties very well and you will see that you will make more money than you've ever made. Please, if you wrote some things down, don't just drop it and throw it away. Later, go and read it again. After 1 week, look at your notes again. And if there's something you have in your head now, you did not write it down, please go and write it down somewhere. If you have a note on your phone, please write it in your note so that from time to time you can open it and read. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody. The host,
Brilliant.
do you have anything? I'm leaving. I want to leave the room in your hand. Is there anything you have to say before I leave, or I should just go? The host, Affable Homes, over to you.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Emmanuel. Like, you really, you're so impactful, and we love this kind of session, an interactive and a practical one, not sharing of slide. Thank you so much, and I believe everybody here really had a lot to take home. Affable Homes, thank you so much for this opportunity. I believe with this, we will change our pattern of marketing, and definitely our technique of closing deals is going to boost up. I believe so. God helping us. Yeah,
All right.
It's not just listening.